Hey friends, so today I want to run you through how to make 10 to 30K a month in profit with two simple models that you can think about in terms of the coaching and consulting space. I've used these both myself to basically turn my business into 500K a year in profit. So I wanted to give some light that would hopefully spark some ideas for you. So let's get into it. So the coaching and consulting space has evolved, and I've seen a lot of people copy others. But what you can't copy is the proximity to you, the access that you give to somebody with your brain, your IP, your tools, and everything that you think of, right? Because you are unique to your own models and the work that you do. So what's important is to figure out what business you want to design, and that's more closely aligned to your beliefs, your values, your mission, and your vision. And you get to actually design it the way that fits around your life and not the other way around, right? I prefer to work with white space around my calendar instead of trying to fit within clients' calendars. Because the strategy is the easy part. The actual design is how you determine how you want to go about it. And I want to show you two models that worked for me and how I scaled this to 500K a year to hopefully give you that insight and get you thinking. So the first model is a community offer where we go from social or email to one community offer. That community could be on Circle, can be on Slack, can be on School, can be on whatever it is you want, even a WhatsApp group. The difference is the second tier of access, which is one-to-one mentorship, and I'll show you a diagram in just a second. Now, pricing may vary depending on your aspirations and goals. So if we take a look at this little silly diagram, excuse my nasty doodles here. Essentially what I've done is I've used LinkedIn as my primary source of social media for organic traffic, or email, or YouTube. These are my three favorites, but it doesn't matter where you're coming from. And you're sending people to one community offer. Now, you get to decide what the pricing is, whether it's weekly, monthly, paid in full. We won't get into that today, but essentially it's really simple. You solve one problem for your followers or your audience, and you send them to the community. Now inside the community, I've done this for about a year. You can have a different tier, which is one-to-one mentorship, whether somebody gets the results that you determine are good for them or they determine they're good for them. And you can offer them one-to-one mentorship, which is even closer proximity to you once they've done the community, and they also get access to all of that. And then, you can determine how much you want to make. If it's 10, 30, 50, 100K, you can scale that beyond whatever you want. And you can also use little assets from the community to run workshops or sell digital products once in a while. So this is powered by your core offer and core pricing model in here. And then these little low tickets are sort of adding on to that community offer, and not the other way around. Where people go wrong is they try to sell low ticket and then they need more volume. But in this model, let's say you conduct your pricing, you can get to that desired outcome with a handful of clients, and you don't really need buckets and buckets of followers and a large audience to achieve this. So hopefully this got you thinking a little bit. Now I'm going to dive into the second model. The second model is close proximity. So the close proximity offer again goes from social or email to one close proximity offer. The difference is, instead of it being backed by community, you work one-on-one from the start. You can have a community as an optional support mechanism for your one-on-ones, but the primary selling point is you. And that works especially when you're getting started. It also works as the core sort of revenue generating mechanism for you, when even if you have a community, because nothing beats one-on-one. And that acts as the glue between your clients. So when I'm referring to the word that, I mean the community. So now, if you look at it, we flipped it around a little bit. And what we've done is we still have our socials, in my case, LinkedIn, email, or YouTube, and you take people to your one-to-one close proximity offer. And what you can do is offer them community support in case they want something. So when I've tried this model, for example, and had 15 to 20 one-on-ones, I leveraged it with a system that I have internally. And what happened was, for example, when the topic of interest was, how do I write better email content and how do I convert? If I saw like 5 or 6 of these one-on-one people asking me the same question, I would offer like an optional community call to all of the one-on-ones so I wouldn't have to repeat myself, right? And then we're still working one-on-one on the implementation, but the workshop, for example, or the questions and things are referred to in that community. The community is an optional element. That's why my squiggly lines here are squiggly and they're not concrete like these. But it's just to give you that idea and where you can go. So we have the close proximity model and we also have the community model as well. So hopefully that was useful. Now let's do some math that are really simple. Let's say you have a community offer. You get 12 clients at 150 a week. That's 7,200 a month. So you can do that. And then have 3 or 4 clients at 300 a week, let's say in closer proximity, if we go back to the model, and that's 2,700 to 4,800. That gives you a total of 10 to 12K per month. Now, the bigger the number gets, obviously, the bigger the monthly recurring revenue. Now, with close proximity, you can have 5 clients at 500 a week, for example. That's 10K a month. So working with less people, pricing yourself at the right price. I'm not saying this is the right price, but it's just an example. You get to determine what that is for you. Now, if you want to bolt on some workshops or digital products, you can, and that will just add to that. And you get to determine what your input versus your output is and see where you can go from here. There's a lot more to it in terms of the actual execution and the setup, but this will hopefully give you a better sense of where you can go as a coach or consultant or service provider. And remember, build your business by design, otherwise it will be built by default, and default is nasty. Now, if you're interested in building your model, my Modern Maker one-to-one mentorship is open for this month for 2 people. If you want to explore this together, DM me with the word maker, either on LinkedIn or Instagram or email. I'll leave some links in the description below and we can talk about it. Thank you. I do appreciate you, and hopefully this helped you today.